Good morning. This morning I am going to show you how to do what I call vertigo. Okay, it's like an angled bag with a lining and a snap to hold the pocket closed. I chose to use rivets to put my handle strap tabs on instead of sewing them in. Like this one is sewed in, and I found, doing it this way, I think it's a nicer, and I can put one on front, one on back to balance it. Okay, and this one I sewed them on. So once again, there's many options. I will put the placements for the tabs on the pattern, but you can choose whether to use them or to rivet or sew them. Okay, now with this I have included templates for the various pieces, like the back and the lining and the batting. Okay, and even included a template for the tab right here. Now on my tabs I have this twill, iron-on twill. Okay, it's like your standard patch fabric. It's like a cotton, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty strong. I iron it on the back of my vinyl. Then I cut out my tabs, and it gives it extra strength to handle the weight of your purses, okay? It keeps you from having to double your vinyl, but it protects it from ripping out, because we all know how many times they have ripped out from carrying. Now, I will put a link. You can buy this in a 4-inch by 60-inch roll off of Amazon in different colors. I bought this by the yard at a quilt shop, and it's just called iron-on twill patch. Okay, but I'll include it. So with that being said, I have all my various pieces cut out, and as you can see, they're angled different ways because the back has to be different than the front because you're going to turn it over. The same with the pocket. Now I'm going to go over and I'm going to hem my pocket. This is my back pocket, and I want to hem. I don't want just the raw edge, so I'm going to hem this under in just a second while it does the placement stitch and stuff. Okay, and then because when we put this down, it's going to be like this, so it needs to match the purse. The first time I cut it out, I forgot to flip it, and I'm like, hey, wait, that didn't work out so well. So the same when you cut out your batting. If you cut them out together, you'll have one way, one the other, like it's supposed to be. The same with your lining. You can't tell on this lining because it's the same color both ways, but if you have a pattern, have your fabric together and cut them both. That way one will be right, when you open them, they'll be opposite directions, okay? All right, let's get my no-show poly mesh hooped, and we will begin this little project. Okay, you can see it did the placement, but I wanted to show you because we all know how vinyl does not like to be bent or folded and or ironed. So just FYI, when you iron your twill on the back of your vinyl, make sure you have the twill up, and then I cover it with other fabric so it doesn't melt my vinyl. But never iron on this side of your vinyl, ever. Okay, but I use these Wonder Clips to hold my vinyl, and then I'll remove them as I stitch down this edge because I like to stitch on the top. Okay? All right, so I have my placement stitch there. And here's my batting, and as you can see, it has to go a certain way. Okay, so I am going to put my batting just inside these lines. I made the template just a tad smaller than the actual purse. That way it doesn't get in the outside edges. So when it stitches, it'll go just inside the batting. Okay, let me tack it down. Okay, you can see it tacked down my batting. All right, now I am going to put my zipper on. Depending on which way you want your zipper to unzip, I want mine to unzip, start at the bottom and work its way up. You are going to center it between the top two lines, okay? And make sure it is even with your stitch so it tacks down straight. Because if this is crooked, if your zipper's crooked, so will your purse fabric be crooked or look crooked, okay? So we're going to tape it down right there. And I put this on after the batting just in case your batting's a little longer so you don't have any batting sticking through. Okay, let me find my little tape. And this purse will be both 3 and 5, size 5 zipper, number 5 zipper. See, this is a number 5 zipper. And this is a number 3 zipper. By rights, could I use the same pattern? Yes, but then you'd have a ton of zipper showing here and it would just look ugly. All right, so let's go back to doing what we were doing. And I'm going to center it between this stitch and that stitch right there. Okay. And I'm going to make sure it's centered there. Okay. And now I'm going to tack my zipper down. Okay. Okay, we tacked down the zipper. Okay. Now we're going to turn over our hoop. All right. We're going to take our lining. And you're going to make sure when it's when it's like this, that this is the face up. So in the meantime, you're going to tape it right here. You're going to see right at the edge of your zipper line right there. And you're going to tape it in place. Okay. Well, let me tape it like this just so I can show you this. Because later, when we flip it down, voila, it's going to be like that. Oh, I cut that a little big, it looks like. Huh, I say. All right, so now let me tape it properly. Actually, because I know, because I had this extra, see the little holes, because it was the edge. So actually, I'm going to put that at the edge of my zipper. Then I'm going to turn my hoop back over. And then I'm going to roll this over. So if you have a machine where your head is over there, you might want to flip the design over so it's not all bunched up over there. Okay, now I've got my lining taped, okay? Now I'm going to take my front vinyl, and you will see, you can tell that's the back because it doesn't go right. All right, here's my front, okay? Yeah, somehow I cut out the wrong, oh, that's right, because these are the ones I cut out backwards, okay? So I cut them out backwards for this first purse I did. All right, so I am going to line this up at my zipper edge, okay? And I'm going to tape it because I don't want it to move once it goes to tack down, okay? So I'm just going to tape this right here. And I'm going to put it back here and say, okay, okay. And now I'm going to tack that down. Okay, you can see it tacked it down. So now we are going to pull our front fabric down and it will tack it down. This is where you can, if your zipper's crooked, you can adjust this a little bit. You can move it as close to the zipper as you want, or as far away as you want. Well, up until the stitch, right? So I'm just going to tape this right here to hold it. But I want to show you, okay, now it would tack it down and then it would stitch the design, okay? I don't want a design because of this fabric, so I'm going to skip the steps where a design would be, and I am going to turn my lining down right now as well. You would not take your lining down until after your design was stitched. But because I'm not doing the design, I'm doing it now. There's so many options. So now I'm going to just pull my lining down, and I'm going to tape it down here on the edge so it's nice and taut. Okay, like that. And I'm going to make sure my front stayed where I want it so it looks nice and even. And now I'm going to put this back in, and I am, ouch, gosh darn it, ow. I'm going to tack it down. Okay, you see it tacked it all down. Okay, now you would stitch your design, and then you would pull your back lining down. Okay, all right. Now it will stitch the placements for the tabs, one here and two up here. But here we go. I don't want those, so I'm not going to put my tabs on. If you were going to put, you know, the tabs, you would put them with the raw edge out, tape them in place, and tack them down. But I like this new way better, so I'm going to skip all that, and I'm going to go to the part where you add your pocket on. Unzip your zipper. Geez, don't forget to do that. I don't know if we've all been there, but I know I've definitely been there. I'm going to tape my zipper back down right there. Okay, so if you're going to have a pocket, oh, hang on, I got to get off the sewing machine. Be right back. Okay, here's my pocket, and I have my edge sewed down because I do not want a raw edge. Now I'm going to place it face down, and I am going to line it. I am going to line it right up with the other vinyl, okay? And it should all be within your stitch. Confirm, you know, lift it up, make sure it's under your stitch. Okay. I'm gonna have to check this template out because that's crazy big. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna tape my pocket in place because that you can't see once you cover it with your back vinyl, okay, or fabric, whatever you're using. Okay, there we go. Now you take your back vinyl. Maybe I had them wrong because this one's the right size. I say. Okay, I'm gonna put that right there, and I'm gonna tack it down. Okay, it's tacked it all down, and just FYI, I will have the templates correct before I list the bag. All right, now I turn it over, turn your hoop over, and I like to trim my stabilizer from behind my zipper. Okay, I don't like doing it once the bag's on there, or once the purse is all together. I just soon do it like this. It's a lot faster, okay? Okay, so I have my stabilizer trim from behind my zipper. Now I'm going to take my batting because I want batting on both sides, okay? So I am going to take, hold please, I got to think about this. Thinking the batting should have been on the other side. Because when I flip this, I want, yeah, I'm thinking this is where the batting should be. That way when I flip it, yeah. Where is... Oh no, I just knocked the camera. Hold please while I ponder on this a moment. Okay, I pondered. Yes, my batting needs to be stitched, tacked down on the inside of this. That's where it needs to be. If you want batting on both sides, that is, both sides of your bag. This is where it would need to be, on the outside when this is tacked down. But I don't want it up in that stitch. Okay, now we've fumbled through all of that. Sorry, but this is the first time I've done it with the number 3 zipper. As you can see, I did 3 of them like this and they all turned out. And it's the first time I added batting. So it's kind of like hit and miss. But I will have it all sorted out. So what I did was I laid this on top of here. And then I sprayed my batting to match up with this part. So now I'm just going to... Oh, look at my batting, almost didn't catch there. Oh my word, Cindy. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down like this, and I'm going to tape it in place. And I'll probably have to do a new video, but this one can make us all chuckle whilst I correct all my boo-boos. But we all do it. We all do it, and if you don't do it, you're a fibber, right? Okay, so now I'm going to put this back down, and I'm going to knock my camera out of the way because things are just not going so right. All right, let's put this up here. Okay, and let's tack it all down. Okay, let's try to straighten this camera up. All right, now it's all tacked down. I'm going to take all my tape off, because I hate doing it once it's out of the hoop, because I can never find it all. Okay. My tape, and I think what happened was I think I used the wrong template. Okay, there's the back template. Let me see what this says. There's the back. That is correct, and it says it's for the lining. So I'm gonna have to think, if I put that down, that should have been the front too. So this must be back. This is should have probably been the front and back. Oh, sorry, squirrel. Okay, let me trim this all the way around, and I'll leave the bottom open right here at an angle, cut at an angle, and I'll be right back. Actually, I leave about 1/4 of an inch or so all the way around, except for at the bottom. And when I do my bottom, I fold my 2 linings back, okay, just like that. Then I cut 1/4 of an inch. I cut everything else. And depending on how many purses you're going to make, this makes perfect tab fabric. Okay. Now this, I will cut at an angle. Cut that off. Cut that off. Okay, there we go. Ouch. Now I'm going to turn it right side out through the lining. Whoops, and I'm going to rip it because I'm just so strong. Yeah, you should be a little more gentle. I forgot about the batting. The batting makes it a little more fat. A little fatter. Okay. Trying to make sure I have my hands under the camera, but it's kind of hard to tell. Now the other bags I made, I didn't have lining or batting in, so that's what made this a little different. I think I might have already said that. All right, where is my, yes, my paintbrush handle? Push my corners out. And here. Okay. Whoa, mama. Remove that and that. Make it my glue. And my Wonder Clips. If I sound annoyed, I am annoyed with myself that I've just messed this whole video up. Okay. So, I will Wonder Clip it for now. I'm going to glue it. I just want to get it in place where everything needs to be. Plus, last time I used my glue, it didn't want to work. Where's my pin? So, let me see if it's going to work this time. Nope. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take my glue. Put in there. Use my Wonder Clips. Down the bus. That's what I use, fabric fuse. Okay, while that does that, I'm going to reach under here. Underwear. Huh. Unzip my zipper. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes while that dries, okay? Well, that was painful, but I figured it out. When I did this design, I had called it a 7x9, but it was like 7 1/4 by 8 1/2. So it needed to be renamed by 9 1/2. I mean, an 8x10. Well, when I did the number 3, I forgot to rename it. So that's why my template didn't match. There you have. So now I've taken that off, and now I'm going to turn it right side out. Here's the back of my pocket, the back of my pouch, And there's the inside where you want to turn it out through. There we go. Get my handy dandy paintbrush handle. There we go. Now I will put my closure on the pocket right here, and then I will put these. I will show you how I do these, okay? Let me get that. I just wanted to show you the bag. This is the bag. And if I would have used the right color, you wouldn't have saw that tacking it. Now the batting is optional. So depending on what you're going to use the bag for, you may want the batting, you may not. For what I'm going to use the bag for, I do want the batting. Okay. Okay, let me show you a few things here. D-rings, okay? These are square bottom D-rings. I like these better for the bags versus this. These are both 1/2 inch, but this to me is too tiny. I don't like it. Okay, so I'm going to use these. Okay, and then you have your different size rivets. You know, depending on how fat your vinyl is, will depend on what size or length you want. These, I bought this variety pack at Amazon, and I'm going to think I just need these. Okay. So first of all, I am going to take my tabs, and you can put both your tabs on one side if you want, or you can put them on the same side. Me, I want one tab on the front up here. I have it, and make sure, don't put it in line with your purse or it'll look crazy. So I'm going to do it like that, okay? But first of all, I just fold mine in half, line them up, and then I'm going to hole punch them where I want it, okay? Let me just show you really what I did. I'm just telling you, this whole video is just like nothing but errors. But I am going to post it just so you can see. We all have those moments. All right, typically I use two-sided tape, fabric tape, that I had yesterday, but I took garbage out last night, so maybe it usually hangs right there. All right, let's see. I think I found some other two-sided tape when my sister was here. Usually I use the fabric stuff. If I took a piece of, okay, sister, she big old piece out. Okay, I'm going to take this and I put it in here. So when I put my vinyls together, they stayed. That way when I hole punched them, they didn't, you know, slide apart. So do this. I don't need that big of a piece. That was even too big, so I just want a little teeny piece just to hold it while I hole punch it. See, put the two together, open it up a bit. Put my two-sided tape there. Start at the end down here, then press it closed. Okay? Now, I will put my hole punch, and I just kind of put it where I want. I center it, or try to center it. Okay, there's one, and I want two. So I'll do another one right above it. Okay, now this one I'll do the same. You can mark them with a ruler so you know you have them exactly the same. But I'm not going to. Not that I think I'm perfect. By no means, this video is a prime example. I am not. But because one's going on the front, one's going on the back, so you won't know they're not in line, right? Okay, so there we go. We have that. All right, now I'm going to put one on the front here. So I am going to, actually I want this one because this one's more straight. Let me find a pen so I can do some marks. Okay, I want that. I'm going to have it hang right about like that, okay? I don't want it above the zipper, my handle, but you can put it where you want, you know. Okay, I'm going to mark my holes right here. Okay, I'm going to open it. And I'm going to go through all the layers of everything, and I'm going to hole punch it, okay? Try to keep your lining smooth. And these are just little rivets, so it's okay if they're going to show on the inside because they're little. Okay. I'm going to put my rivet through. I'm going to put it through, which one did I say I want? This one? I'm going to put my rivet through there. I'm going to do the bottom one first. I don't know why, but I always do the bottom one first. I'm going to put my little, that thing there. If I can find the back. There we go. Rivet one. Okay. Now I'll do the other ones and be right back. I won't bore you with my putting them on. Just make sure your tab is straight, okay? And when you're doing the back one, if you do one on the front and one on the back, remember, don't go through your pocket. Go on top of your pocket. Line it up where you want it. And then make your marks, okay? Okay, here we go. Now this was a painful video. I'll do another one, but that's what it would look like. Well, except now I have to put a snap on the back. It would look like everything like this, except it's not done. Okay, now it's officially, well, let's see, finished. Okay, snap, lining. That's what it looks like on the inside. Perfect little carry bag. Thank you.